Hey, fellow gun enthusiasts, let's dive right into the nitty-gritty of ammo prices for July 2025. If you're anything like me, you're eyeing those shelves, then looking at your wallet and wondering why it feels like you're taking a hit, even with deals popping up. You are not alone. From January to now, we've seen prices tick up on all the staple calibers we count on. And I'm not just guessing here, I'm talking real numbers based on what I've been tracking through price indices, boots-on-the-ground shop checks, and a little market intel. Let's dive in. The big picture. Why is everything more expensive? Alright, so before we break it down caliber by caliber, let's zoom out. What in the world is going on? Why did prices, which seem to be cooling off, start climbing again? It really boils down to three big things. First, tariffs. Back in April, a 10% blanket tariff hit pretty much all imported ammo. On top of that, we got hit with even higher duties on specific materials, like a 25% tax on lead coming from Canada. This is the main villain of our story. Second, raw material costs. It's not just tariffs. The global price for stuff like copper, brass, and steel is up, and that long-running propellant shortage we've been dealing with since 2023, yeah, it's still biting us, making gunpowder more expensive for everyone. And third, the economy. Let's be real, things are tight for a lot of folks. With credit card debt hitting $1 trillion and disposable income taking a dip, people are buying less. You'd think that would make prices drop. But instead, manufacturers are making less ammo to avoid having it sit on shelves, which keeps supply tight and prices up. So when you see a higher price tag, it's a perfect storm of taxes, material costs, and funky economics. Now, let's see how that storm is hitting the ammo you actually buy. The proof, caliber by caliber breakdown. 9mm Luger. First up, the king, 9mm Luger. Man, this is the workhorse for so many of us, whether you're running drills with your Glock 19 or keeping that compact carry gun fed. Back in January, we were in a sweet spot, seeing bulk FMJ like Blazer brass for around 20 to 25 cents a round. I remember grabbing cases for $200, and it felt like a steal after the craziness of 2021. Fast forward to July. That same ammo is now hovering between 22 and 30 cents per round. On average, you're looking at 26 cents for decent training ammo. That case that cost me $200 is now pushing $240, and that's before shipping. Ouch! The why? Tariffs are the main culprit. A ton of our affordable 9mm comes from places like Turkey and Brazil. That 10% import tax adds up fast. Add in higher copper and brass prices and that lingering propellant shortage, and you get the price bump we're all feeling. 22 LR rimfire. 22 LR. The plinker's best friend, and the round that got most of us hooked on shooting. It's cheap, it's fun, and it's perfect for teaching new shooters with a Ruger 1022. In January, life was good. Prices were sitting pretty at about 5 cents a round for bulk bricks. You could grab 500 rounds for about $25. No drama. By July, we're now seeing 5 to 7 cents, with the average creeping up to 6 cents a pop. I grabbed a brick of CCI Mini-Mags last week, and it was $30 instead of $25. It's small change, but it adds up when you're trying to burn through a few hundred rounds. The why? Since most 22 is made here in the USC, it's not getting hammered by tariffs as hard. But the raw lead for those bullets and primers, that is getting hit. The 25% tariff on lead from Canada, a huge supplier for us, makes a difference. Even rimfire needs powder, and that shortage is still a factor. 223, Remington, 5.56. All right, let's talk rifle rounds. 223 is king of the AR-15 platform, whether you're zeroing a new optic or getting ready for a 3-gun match. January prices. We were seeing decent brass-cased FMJ for under 30 cents per round, averaging around 28 cents in bulk, perfect for training without feeling guilty. July prices. Brace yourself. It's now running 34 to 50 cents, with the average hitting a painful 45 cents. I felt this one personally when I was stocking up for a carbine course. A case of 1,000 that was $280 is now easily pushing $450. The why. Tariffs, front and center. A lot of affordable steel-cased ammo is effectively banned or taxed out of existence, but even brass is getting hit with that 10% tariff, and the lead tariff inflates bullet costs. On top of that, big producers like Lake City are prioritizing military contracts, which means less supply for the civilian market and higher price tags for us. 308 Winchester. Now for the heavy hitter, 308 Winchester. The go-to for so many hunters and precision shooters. January prices. You could find solid brass FMJ or basic hunting loads for 50 to 70 cents per round. Federal or Winchester stuff was on the lower end, making it feasible to stock up. July prices. We've seen a climb to 60 to 75 cents, with an average around 67 cents for basic training ammo. I remember a simple 20-round box of soft points was about $10 back in winter. That same box is now closer to $13.50, and that's not even touching the good stuff, like the match-grade Sierra loads I use for hunting season. 7.62 by 39 mm. Time for the AK's favorite food, 7.62 by 39, a rugged, reliable round perfect for hog hunting or just making some noise at the range. January prices. This was the golden age. Steel-cased ammo from Tula or Wolf was at an all-time low, around 45 cents a round. Those sealed tins were stacking deep in safes everywhere. It was a true buyer's market. July prices, a totally different story. It's shot up to 60 to 70 cents per round, averaging 65 cents. I felt the pinch restocking for my AK. A 1,000 round case that was $450 is now a whopping $650. And that's if you can even find it in stock. The why? This caliber got hammered the hardest. With Russian ammo already banned, new tariffs on steel and ammo from places like Bosnia, 36%, and Serbia, 37%, are brutal. It basically kills the budget-friendly steel-cased market. 12-gauge shotgun shells. Last but not least, let's talk about the boomstick classics. 12-gauge shells are the backbone for hunters, clay shooters, and home defense. In January, a 250-round case of birdshot for trap or skeet was about $75 to $85, or 30 to 35 cents a shell. Basic buckshot was 50 to 70 cents, and slugs were about $1. By July, that case of birdshot is now $85 to $100, about 40 cents a shell. Buckshot is up to 60 to 85 cents, and slugs are pushing $1.20 to $1.50. I stocked up early for dove season with my old Remington 870, but I saw a box of Federal Top Gun that was $8 last winter, sitting there for $10 at the counter. The why? Lead. Simple as that. Most shotgun shells are full of it, and with the 25% tariff on Canadian lead, the production cost has spiked. Who got hit the hardest? So, to put it all in perspective, here's the quick and dirty breakdown of the price jumps from January to July. 22 LR crept up about 20% from its absolute lowest point. 9mm Luger jumped about 15% on average. 12-gauge, all loads, birdshot, buckshot, slugs, are up around 23 to 25%. 308 Winchester increased by about 25% from its baseline. 7.62 39mm took a massive 44% hit. 23 Remington got absolutely walloped with a 60% increase from its January low. The takeaway is clear. The calibers that rely most on imports, like 223 and 7.62 39, got hammered by tariffs. And the ones that rely on lead, like 12-gauge, felt the material squeeze. The solution: stockpile secrets and how to fight back. Okay, we've dissected the problem, but as shooters, we're not just going to sit back and let this sideline us. I've been through ammo shortages before, and the key is to adapt smartly. This is how we fight back. Strategy 1. Become your own ammo factory. Reloading is exploding in popularity for a reason. It saves you money in the long run and lets you customize your loads. Yes, components are more expensive too, but buying in bulk can still save you a ton, especially on those hard-hit rifle calibers. If you're new, a user-friendly kit from Hornady or RCBS is a great place to start. There are tons of great guides right here on YouTube. Strategy 2. Buy smarter, not harder. Stop impulse buying single boxes at the gun store. Use online ammo aggregators to find the best deals across the web. Consider pooling money with your buddies to buy a full pallet of ammo directly. The savings can be huge. And when you see a decent deal on ammo you know you'll use, buy it. Don't wait for prices to hit rock bottom, because that might not happen. Strategy 3. Train smarter, not less. Your skills are more important than your ammo count. Invest in dry fire tools. A simple laser trainer cartridge or a system like the Mantis X for your Glock will let you practice your draw, sight alignment, and trigger press thousands of times for free. For dynamic drills, consider a quality airsoft replica of your carry gun. It's a cheap way to work on movement and target transitions with realistic recoil feedback. The future. What's next? Looking ahead to the rest of 2025, I don't see these prices dropping off a cliff anytime soon. Tariffs tend to be sticky. If trade talks stall, we could even see another bump by the end of the year. On the flip side, domestic makers like Federal, Winchester, and Hornady are working hard to ramp up production, which could help stabilize things for calibers like 9mm. My advice? The smartest thing you can do is have a plan. Use the strategies we just talked about. I've already seen the shift at my local shops. They're stocking more reloading gear and dry fire tools because they know that's what savvy shooters are buying. The culture is changing. We're learning to shoot smarter, not necessarily less. If prices plateau, great. If they don't, our adaptations will keep us sharp and ready. Hey, if this breakdown fired you up and gave you some clarity, drop a like and be sure to subscribe to Guns and Gear. We do more no BS gear reviews, tips, and analysis just like this to keep you locked and loaded. Stay safe and shoot straight.